100% of my healthcare is covered by the VA. If that happened to a veteran, say a homeless female veteran, because the homeless female veteran population is out of control in this country, then that individual can't even go to the VA to get access to an abortion, which then directly impacts her and her family.
Again, we're joined by Vidya Barnett, community organizer, military veteran. The website is vetsforchoice.com. The event is coming up this weekend in front of the Supreme Court. Vidya, tell us a bit about the team that you're putting together.
Well, the team that we have is a small, dedicated group, and we are focusing on social justice and equality for all. And under social justice, there's reproductive justice, which is the right to have a child, the right not to have a child, and then also the right to raise a child in a healthy environment with access to clean water. Think about Flint, Michigan, clean air, and then also access to food. And so our coalition wants to make sure that people understand that if a person is forced to give birth to a child, and this person may already be struggling, or they may not, it directly impacts these social justice issues, which is equality. You know, if someone is a low income, like I said, majority of your enlisted military members qualify for food stamps and qualify for WIC, then if that individual or their spouse is forced to give birth to another child, what our coalition is we're saying, no, we need to look at the issues that not only impact military members, but then also how these governing laws, like you said, 71% of the country is for abortion. This is a healthcare right. This is not a religious right or religious debate in my mind. It is a healthcare right, something that is between a woman and her doctor.
Absolutely. How can supporters of this show support your endeavors?
One is to raise awareness. Two, what I found, especially being a woman veteran, is that we don't know the veterans are in our community. A lot of times, especially, actually, I just spoke to a gentleman at one of my daughter's graduations. She graduated from Morgan State University. And he served in Iraq and Afghanistan, but because he's dealing with PTSD, he wants nothing to do with the VA veteran. He doesn't even tell people he's a veteran. So the first thing is to acknowledge those individuals in our community who are veterans. Let them know that you support them, that you have their back. I think what happens is when we get out of the military, some of us are damaged and hurt. I'm a 100% disabled veteran and I live with PTSD. But for me, because I came from a family of service and public servants, I made sure to reach back and I constantly reach out to other veterans. So that's number one, how people can support. Also donating is a nonprofit, so definitely donations go a long way. And then also, if you know veterans, let them know that we're out here. I think sometimes things happen in silos and people don't know that there are individuals who have who have the same values that they do. So, you know, when you think of military and you think of veterans, you don't think of abortion, you don't think of Roe v. Wade, right. But we're out here because it directly impacts not only female veterans and female military members, but also their partners.
Yeah, absolutely. The website is vetsforchoice.com. The event is Saturday, June 4th, in front of the Supreme Court. Vidya Barnett, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm independent journalist Georgia Fort. Today, we bring you special coverage from George Floyd Square. As many of you know, last week marked 2 years since the murder of George Floyd. So today, we will bring you to George Floyd Square, and people in community gathered there last week to reflect on what it means, how much has changed, what has not changed. We're going to hear from artists, community leaders, as well as George Floyd's family. Take a look at today's special coverage.
Give it up and welcome to the second annual Rise and Remember concert, where we honor the legacy and the life and the community. And above all, the legacy of my nephew, George Perry Floyd. So yes, give it up, give it up. I'm Vince Harrelson, and I'm co-emceeing tonight here with the lovely Maya Ann. I'm gonna say Maya Angelou, but it's Maya Washington, kids.
So this beautiful night is really dedicated not only to the family of George Perry Floyd Jr., but to all of our survivor families who are here, who've come from near and far. Your loved ones are lifted up here at George Floyd Square, and we are so thankful that you all are here. We're also thankful for this amazing community at 38th in Chicago. Holler, yeah. 38th in Chicago. So this evening, we've got poetry, we've got music, we've even got film in store for you. The family has put together an amazing lineup, and we are so grateful that you're all here.
Got 2 more performances coming up. First, I got the lovely Miss Lakeisha Aycock. She's gonna perform the national anthem. We're talking the hometown version of the national anthem. Then we got, followed after that, we got Brandon Lee Tullock, okay? So it said Lakeisha Aycock and Brandon Lee Tullock is gonna do a spoken word piece. So, waiting for Lakeisha to come up. You're beautiful, don't go changing.
Thank you. All right, I'll thank you. Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure and an honor to be in this space with everyone. I stand here today in honor of George Floyd, Amir Locke, who is my family, and other men, women, and children that have lost their lives at the hands of the police and police brutality. I also stand here in honor of my brother, Brian McDowell, my nephew, Rayvon McDowell, who were both lost to gun violence here recently. And before I sing this song, I just ask and I encourage each of us to continue to use our voice and lift our voice up as one together. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won, is won, is won. Thank you.
Thank you. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? How about y'all way in the back? Can y'all hear me? Yeah? Yeah, y'all can hear me? Cool. So I'm gonna do some spoken word for you. My name is Brandon Lee Tullock. But before I do that, I just wanna say that to talk about where we go from here, we also have to talk about how we got to where we're at. And to talk about how we rebuild and how we build, we also have to talk about the destruction. And to talk about how we heal, we also have to talk about what caused our pain. And that's basically what this piece is going to do. So this piece is titled, This Is. To paraphrase an African proverb, if a child is not embraced by the village, they'll only feel the warmth when they burn it down. So look around, it's no wonder why this was burnt to the ground. This is Minnesota, where all they have to offer are cold stares and cold shoulders, where black folks don't grow older. So when we're killed in cold blood, the only way to warm up is to make things smolder. That fire that's inside us all keeps us united, and to conquer us, they try to keep us divided. Let's not forget their violence was the first to be incited. They call it a riot, but if they don't want no smoke, then don't ignite it. This is the Twin Cities, where they'll kill you in the street, sweep it under the rug, justify it, and blame it on drugs, and build a roundabout around it like, don't look at that. But they forget that these are our streets, so we took them back. This is Minneapolis, where the tensions run high between cops and civilians, where your tax dollars pay for police misconduct by the millions, where the politicians will cry at funerals they could have prevented, where they'll lie during campaigns just to get reelected. This is where they don't listen to the people. They only act like they care what we think. So the only way for us to voice our opinion was at the 3rd precinct. If you really want to know how we feel, give us the money y'all want to spend on the precinct rebuild. You'd be amazed at what we build. If you really want to listen to what the people say, come and sit at a meeting at the People's Way. This is 38th in Chicago, where the video showed the world the cops did wrong, and now it's where we show the world that George Floyd will live on. In this intersection, we will always feel this pain. In this intersection, we will always scream his name. In this intersection, we come together in unity. We show the whole world the true definition of community. We are the least protected by those who took an oath to protect and serve us. So why would we look for healing from those who hurt us? We will heal ourselves by showing radical love to one another. We break bread, we bump heads, we laugh, we cry, we hug on each other. We celebrate, we mourn, we cook, and we eat. We make art, we dance, we march, and we shut down these streets. This is George Floyd Square, and it will always be. And these streets will be shut down every anniversary. With or without a permit, the people will find a way. We will never let y'all forget what happened on the 25th of May. We will never let y'all forget how you tried to justify it. We will never let y'all forget how you only listened after the riot. We'll remind you what side you were on as we live through modern history. And we'll show you that we won't stop fighting until we declare victory. This is how we heal, with the power of the people, standing side by side in the fight of good versus evil, until we're all equal, until we're all free, until we no longer need to make memorials in the streets. This is how we heal, and this is how we fight. This is how we come together and demand justice for every stolen life. And this right here is how we will keep on healing us until we exist in a world where they don't keep on stealing us. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Scream his name. Scream his name. All power to the people.
His name is Brandon. Let's give it up one more time for Brandon and Lakeisha. So this next group has really made a name for themselves here in the Twin Cities. Known MPLS. Known MPLS is an audition-based youth choir here in the Twin Cities, under the direction of Cortland Pickens. We are so fortunate that these young people have put together a beautiful piece they call A Tribute to George Floyd. Please make some noise for Known MPLS.
Ooh, ooh, I found you, I found you. I found peace in the river. I found peace by quiet streams. I found peace on the mountain.
I found peace on the desert, and I found peace in raging waves, and I found peace in the valley. Oh, I found peace in what you said. Oh, and I can finally breathe again, and I can finally breathe again. I found peace in the chaos, and I found peace in suffering. Oh, and I found peace in confusion. Oh, I found peace inside of me, yeah. Oh, and I can finally breathe again. Oh, and I can finally breathe again. And I can finally breathe again. Ooh, 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 ooh,
But at least we can finally breathe again.
and I can finally breathe again. And I can finally breathe again. And I can finally breathe again. 'Cause I found you in the river. I found you in suffering. Oh, I found you on the mountain. You were always around me.
Check. So the words to that poem is so powerful, I'm going to have Ariel speak it for you guys while the mic is on.
He asks for the sun to come out more, to lead a light in a darkness, and lead a path to happiness and peace. Our brothers are lying in the street, breathless, screaming, "I can't breathe! I can't breathe!" And with no relief. no relief. Without a word, without a saying, without a way, he must live on. We're not doing enough, we're not saying enough, but we must live on and we must have peace.
One of my favorite things about George Floyd Square and this community at 38th in Chicago is the way that we uplift our youth. They're the reason why we're still here and we're not going to go anywhere, because there is a future ahead and it is bright, and we are those who say what our future is. So next up, I am so proud and excited to introduce the people who curated this concert and really are the reason why we're all here. So now I am very excited to announce that I am going to bring to the stage the founders of George Floyd Global Memorial, as well as some of our special guests and members of George Floyd's family on both sides. Now, I don't know if you realize how big this family is, so we need to make a lot of noise, and we're gonna make a lot of space on stage, all right? So I welcome to the stage Angela Harrelson, Paris Stevens, Janelle Austin, and their distinguished guests. So come on up.
Hello. I am so excited to see all of you. You know, this 2 years has been a journey. It's been a process. We all went through a very, very traumatic experience 2 years ago. But I want you all to know that we are healing together. And you know what? All of you guys have been so special to the Floyd family. The prayers, standing in us in solidarity. We could not ask for a better community. And I'm so proud of every last one of you. Yes, I do. I miss Perry. See, you guys know him as George Floyd, but the family over here and here, we know him as Perry. And we miss him dearly, and we know that he is looking down on us. And he's proud of everything. One thing, we just got the George Floyd Policing Act passed. Isn't that great? Woo! So anyway, I do have my family here with me, and I want to bring them on stage. But first, I want to say I do have some family in the audience, the Harrelson side. If you guys could stand up. Thank you for coming, Tracy, Terrence, Brian, Allie. Allie and your significant other, I don't know your name. Say it again. Satra, okay. And I hope I said that correct. But anyway, this is my family here, and I'm so proud to have you from North Carolina, from Texas, from New York. You know, if there's anything you guys want to say right now, but just if you don't want to say anything, your presence here means the world, not just to me, but also to them. Anyone?
How y'all doing, everybody? Yeah, George Floyd, that was my brother on my father's side, my father's namesake, George Perry Floyd Sr. I just want to say thank to everybody. Appreciate y'all for the love and support, and just keep his name ringing, keep his name alive. Thank you.
All right. Somebody say, "We will heal us."
We will heal us.
We will heal us.
We will heal us.
It is up to us. It's not up to anybody else. We are community. We are family. We depend on each other. We are now the heartbeat of Perry. So go back into your communities. to the different states that you live in and take this message with you. We will heal us. This is now our purpose. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being in this movement. This is not a moment, this is a movement. It's a continuous movement. The race was not won in one day, but to the ones that endureth until the end, we will get there. So thank you again.
So it is my responsibility to do all the thank yous, but before we do thank yous, I want to first recognize some very, very, very important people in our midst that I would like for us to honor, and that is all of the impacted families. The reason why George Floyd Square looks like George Floyd Square, because these families lost their loved ones. And we need to be able to honor them. We need to be able to remember them. We need to be able to uphold them and love on them. So, oh, they're behind me. Hey, y'all all here. All of our impacted families. So we have, if y'all want to say the name of your loved one or your family so we know who's here.
Justin Tigan.
Jacob Blake.
Breonna Taylor. Fred Cox.
Well, my son was Jamari Rice, who was murdered at Sika High School. So Jamari Rice.
Dante Wright.
Oscar Grant.
Brian Quinones.
Jamar Clark. Is that everybody?
And unfortunately, there are so many more families. And we're here today. We're here today to honor them, to remember the ones that they have lost. And so we are so grateful that you have joined us today. We also want to thank the community here at 38th in Chicago. The George Floyd Global Memorial is extremely grateful for the community that lives and breathes and exists here and has kept us safe and has kept this space a space that can be honored and celebrated and grieved and all of the things. And so, y'all, can you make some noise for the community here at 38th in Chicago?
So I'm really excited that we have something really special for you. Two filmmakers who've really been in community here really since 2020 have prepared a really beautiful piece that really helps us understand where we've been and where we hopefully will go. And I'm going to introduce them now. Please welcome to the stage filmmakers Ashley Tyner and her brother Will Tyner.
Hi everyone. So great to see you all and be in community with you all. My name is Will Tyner, and this is my awesome and beautiful sister, Ashley Tyner.
We're independent filmmakers who came to Minneapolis in search of a way to be in service to the movement back in 2020. And since then, we've been collaborating with leaders and organizers here in the community on a film project, capturing some of the journey of the past 2 years.
We've been blessed to meet and work with so many of you, both from behind the camera and otherwise, but there are still so many of you that we are hoping to connect with, because our goal is to speak with everyone who would like to share their story and to collaborate on uplifting all of the powerful voices in this community.
Today, we're honored to share a bit of our work in progress as a tribute and in deep gratitude for all of the work and love that you all have put into this movement, and we're excited to share more with you soon.
My belief in my faith is so strong. Everything that I cried for, everything that I prayed for, everything that I talked to God about, He brought forth May 25th, 2020. Unfortunately, It was a sacrifice of George Floyd's life. See, God needed certain fighters in this fight. He needed certain fighters in this fight because Lord knows I didn't ask for this life.
My name is Tashira Garraway. I am the founder of an organization called Families Supporting Families Against Police Violence. And we are fighting against the violence that have been committed against our families here in the state of Minnesota.
Jeffrey Smith was killed May 9th, 2016. I'm the wife of Brian Quinones.
waxaa wiilkaygii way dileen du'aal ciid bay dileen November markaba 30keedii waxayna u dileen sababta ay u dileen waxaa weeye because of colorkiisa he's a black man.
We are the siblings of Jamar Clark. I am Dante Wright's mom.
My son was Marcos.
My son Demetrius Hill. My son was Quincy Smith. I'm speaking for him because he can't.
Got the flag so we can put it back. Nobody understand the flag. You don't know what flag it is?
Hey, you explain that why?
The Pan-African flag. Okay.
So it's a Pan-African flag.
The green is for the wealth, the black is for the people.
Okay.
The red. I haven't seen that piece of street in a very long time. It wasn't something that was painted over. It wasn't something that was messed with. It's still its original piece as it was to begin with. That took me back to May. I appreciate the long run from there to here. That's a lot in itself. That's why I'm like, all that energy, all that everything is there. Like it's there. Like that's real. That really happened. I don't need to pinch myself to be like, we've been here all this time, because we've been here all this time.
Down. National Historic Monument. I see Emmett Till. Nothing ever happened for Emmett Till. And he got a picture in the paper with his mom's face. This is for Emmett Till's mother. This is for every mother.
Back in high school when Trayvon Martin was murdered, and you were thinking, okay, this is going to be it. Like they're going to have to change everything, and then nothing really changed. And then Mike Brown, nothing changed. Eric Garner, nothing changed.
We're not settling. It's 24 demands. See you on the other side.
No justice, no streets. I don't think they thought we meant that, but we did.
And we deserve to be treated like human beings.
Say his name!
George Floyd!
Say his name!
George Floyd!
Say his name!
George Floyd!
Say his name!
George
George Floyd! You changed the world!
Since George Floyd lost his life, what you've seen there was people from the community at work keeping this thing alive, keeping this place alive. You feel that spirit in this place. You feel something that you don't feel down over on 494 or Highway 35E. Of course, you're going to feel some love there and somebody's rear-ending you. But at any rate, I just got to give props to Will and his sister for that film. Now, what we got coming up, yes, give them a hand, y'all. What we got coming up is Minnesota Chorale in partnership with some singers from the community of Minneapolis, along with the Minnesota Orchestra and 2911 from the motherland. They're going to be performing a selection from a piece by Joel Thompson, which I got the privilege of seeing the whole concert in its entirety at Orchestra Hall with the full orchestra. We just got a section of it, but it's powerful, it's beautiful, it'll make you think. And I want to say something about that piece. It was written in 2014, and you recall, like around that time, 2014, a man lost his life over a bag of Skittles around then. But when that piece was first performed, he had people walking out on it because they just couldn't handle the truth that was coming from the music on it. He wasn't saying anything out of line, but he was making people think through this music. So just sit back, listen to this, think about it. It's a beautiful piece. It's called 7 Last Words of the Unarmed. So again, this is Minnesota Chorale, Minnesota Orchestra, 2911, and a lot of the talented singers here in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Good evening. I'm Kathy Saltzman-Morumi, Director of the Minnesota Chorale, and I've had the great privilege of preparing Joel Thompson's 7 Last Words of the Unarmed with 2 dear colleagues, Dr. Adrian Davis and Shakayla Wanyama. On behalf of the assembled musicians, we want to thank the Floyd family, Janelle Austin and Maya Washington, for the invitation to add our voice to the countless offerings that have been left at George Floyd Square over the past 2 years. We're honored to share this music as part of today's Rise and Remember concert, and to remember the many who have died unjust deaths in this community and across the country, and to stand in compassionate solidarity with everyone assembled in pursuit of racial justice.
While this piece of music honors the words of 7 men whose lives were lost to police brutality, we acknowledge Amir Locke, Dante Wright, Winston Smith, Koku Fiafanu, Dalal Eid, George Floyd, Justin Tigan, Philando Castile, Brian Quinones, Kobe Dimlock Heisler, Dominic Felder, Courtney Williams, David Smith, Anthony Williams, and countless others in Minnesota and around the country whose lives have been lost in this horrific manner. Here at George Floyd Square, we know that this space is sacred. Each name on the mourning passage is evidence of love. Each offering at the memorial is evidence of love. Each plant, especially those who have survived winters in the greenhouse and emerge strong and defiant in spring, each of these is evidence of life. May we allow ourselves, in the midst of our grief and devastation and anger, to also be rendered speechless by the renewable forces of love and life that we find in this place. We invoke the names of these loved ones in the pursuit of justice, knowing that injustice is unnatural, knowing that love added to love creates more love, that life added to life creates more life. We know that in one another we find our way toward hope and healing. We heal us. Say his name.
So as a community, let us share in this musical experience together with love, awareness, understanding, and a critical consciousness to which the content is intended to activate all of us in our justice journey. So we're not hoping or expecting for justice, we demand justice. To provide greater context to this musical moment, I'd like to share just portions of a letter written by the composer of this piece, Emmy Award-winning composer Joel Thompson, who was also a black man, originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Here's just a small snippet of his letter. 7 last words of the unarmed wasn't written to be heard. It was essentially a sonic diary entry expressing my fear, anger, and grief in the wake of this tragedy. Freddie Gray's death, at the time when he wrote it, the following April urged me to try to bring 7 last words of the unarmed to life. This piece is not about those who have robbed black people of their breath without justice. It's not about them. It is really a meditation on those who violently shortened their lives. Their lives were shortened, and an effort to focus on their humanity, which is often eradicated in the media to justify their death. I don't possess the arrogance to believe that this music or any music can heal the soul sickness of racism or any of its symptoms, but I do believe in the power of us, everyone, regardless of race, gender, or creed in this space. We can be the change that we seek. When the music's over, let us continue to listen, and let us listen to each other with love and hope for a more just future. Yours truly, Joel Thompson. Here is the 7 last words of the unarmed.
Movement 1 and 2. Kenneth Chamberlain, age 68, lived in White Plains, New York. He was a retired Marine and a 20-year veteran of the County Department of Corrections. He accidentally pressed his life alert necklace, which led to the police entering his home despite his reassurances that he was not in need of assistance. His life alert recorded the police calling him the N-word before one of the officers shot and killed him. Officers, why do you have your guns out? Trayvon Martin, age 17, was visiting family in Sanford, Florida. Trayvon liked to repair bikes and play football. He wanted to learn and repair and fly airplanes. He was walking from the store after purchasing a bag of Skittles when he was chased and killed by a neighborhood vigilante. What are you following me for? Amadou Diallo, age 23, lived in New York City. He saved up $9,000 from working as a street vendor to afford college. Amadou called his mother in Guinea to let her know he was going to fulfill his dream of studying computer programming. He was shot on the steps of his apartment by police officers. Mom, I'm going to college. Sung by soloist Ethan Murphy. Michael Brown, age 18, lived in Ferguson, Missouri. He was a recent high school graduate, an amateur musician, and was 2 days away from beginning a training program in heating and in air conditioning repair. He was killed by police officers while walking down the street with a friend. I don't have a gun, stop shooting. Oscar Grant III, age 22, lived in Hayward, California. He worked as a butcher at a market and had a 4-year-old daughter at the time of his murder. He was shot in the back by a police officer as he lay face down on the ground. You shot me. You shot me. John Crawford, age 22, beloved son and father of 2, was in Beaver Creek, Ohio, purchasing ingredients for s'mores when he was killed in Walmart. He was holding a pellet gun. It's not real. Eric Gardner, age 43, lived in New York City. He was a horticulturist, father of 6, grandfather of 3. Eric was known as a neighborhood peacekeeper. He was choked to death by a police officer. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
When the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Glory. 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 One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory.
You've been watching special coverage this morning from George Floyd Square as community gathered to honor George Floyd's life and legacy 2 years after his murder. Stick around for more on the Benjamin Dixon Morning Show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know the voice. Y'all know the sound. James W. Williams, DJ Exclusive, is in the building. Good morning, everybody. Y'all make sure that y'all stay tuned. We got more coming up next here on the Benjamin Dixon Morning Show. Good morning, y'all.
Wind it up one night. Baby, take your time. Let me know what I want. When you turn me around, what I want. When the neighbors yell turn down, we keep it going. Like bum, bum, bum. Roll it back, then rotation. Cigarettes and the season. Shine bright as the season. Girl, you know you are a jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Boondocks. Dragon Daddy, what's going on? Betty Veronica, Snack Panther, good morning. Nicole, Spin Cycle, Roller Dragon, Her Pants 33, good morning to you. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Like it or not, it's coming up next. Laser Sword, what's going on, Laser Sword? Good morning to you.
Last weekend, you had me thinking, oh, my skin didn't in my head. Like bum, bum, bum. Roll back, then rotation. Cigarettes and the season. Shine bright as the season. Girl, you know you are a jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, jam,
Jason, good morning. Right. 1ATL Country Boy, good morning to you.
jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Send it like you ice.
That is terrible.
Can't you, yeah, you made me feel like we could do. Oh, you made me feel like we could do it all over again, all over again. Can't you, yeah, you made me feel like we could do. Oh, you made me feel like we could do it all over again, all over again.
Betty Veronica, good morning. Moon me, good morning. Dragon Daddy, thank you so much. Yes, happy Pride Month, everybody, and happy Friday Eve. Saga, good morning. Maureen Weber, good morning to you. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, man. Like it or not, it's starting up
I bought a
next.
house in Cabo to shake off my cargo. It went a little bit far though. I didn't blow my top off. Now 6 spot off snow. I didn't drive my car home when I drank that charcoal. Man, I miss my mom so. Ask me how it feels. I say it feels too real. When you pick a speed to a bitch like we. Well, you got your thoughts. Must be too hard, my love. I ran around Lake Tahoe. Not once, don't stop, no. Cause I'm a brand new model.
Oh, no, better, Veronica, not an earthquake. See, this is why I don't want to go to California. I'm too scared of the ground shaking.
Instead of my own tempo, it wouldn't make much sense, so yeah. Ask me how it feels. I said it's surreal. When you pick up speed, cause pitch black weed. When you got your thoughts.
Melanie Dennis, good morning. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Give y'all a little bit more this morning, jamboree. Then we'll jump into a few stories this morning and until Rebecca gets here. Dragon, good morning to you. Snack Trapper, you crazy. I'm okay. Just manifested. Good morning to you.
Like, even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad. Let our ties in the hearse. I've been on the vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rack. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson. Do that, I survived doing 80 to the house.
Isn't Onassis, good morning.
Haters on the tirade, talking to the crib and the face be still, let that hate stuff fade. We all want the same, we all want a meal in the.
So my wife asked me if I wanted to watch Doctor Strange for movie night, but I said no. I had Stranger Things to watch. Which if you have not watched it yet, please watch it. Stranger Things this season is off the damn chain. Off the chain. Chewy Crab, good morning to you.
Flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, every time when I chat. Burning down.
Yes, it does, Jason. Yes, it does.
Give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love. That's just how I'm made.
From the glass in the mirror. Yeah. Do it at me, old man, trying to pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to
give me a second. I gotta send a link to my mama. Good morning, mom and daddy. Love y'all.
Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash. Got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the ad, but it's all fun. We done seen it all, heard it all. Heard enough, give me space before I murder y'all. 10 bad here, I'ma curb them all. 12 missed calls, and I still made a curtain call. Here to light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Club pass up when I came for the breakfast. Put me in your prayers, I might put you on the guest list. Young, to me reckless. Gold in my soul, got the same on the necklace.
All right, y'all. Y'all stay tuned. William Moore, good morning to you. Y'all know what time it is when you already have me come in. Mary C., good morning to you.
Y'all know what time it is. Good morning, y'all. Get your coffee, your tea, your remix, whatever it is you need. It's time for my guys, not y'all. 9 a.m. to 10:30, yeah.
Like it or not is on your channel, yeah. Politics and culture is we change game like we're supposed to, yeah. Interviews and all the news, we get to choose what gets the views. Like it or not. Lord OJ, good morning to you. So stick around.
Like it or not, it's going down. Like it or not, y'all still.
Sydney Butler, what's going on? Good morning.
Rebecca's on, it's coming through. You know she got a good story for you. Oh, Benjamin, that's my dog. This is his show. He's a politics pro. I am your DJ. DJ exclusive. Y'all know who I am.
I stay dropping them jams.
Like it or not, it's going down. Like it or not, y'all stick around. Oh, like it or
Brother Latif, good morning to you, Latif.
It starts.
Elizabeth Lonzo, good morning. Trevor, good morning to you.
Like it or not.
All right, to go down.
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, people and everybody out there. Welcome to Like It or Not, where we are free to tell the truth and not care who doesn't like it. It is Thursday, June 2nd. Happy Pride Month again. Hope everyone is doing well this morning. I'm going to run through a few stories with y'all before Rebecca gets here, and then we're going to hit the ground running. So first, as it is Pride Month, I felt that it is only right that we cover some Pride history. In 3 years before the Stonewall Rebellion, a trans woman threw coffee in a cop's face and started the Compton's Cafeteria Ride. So what other way to celebrate Pride Month by lifting up the true history of our struggle for liberation in this video? So what we're going to do, we're going to run through this video. It's about 2-3 minutes long, and it celebrates Pride. Let's take a look.
Y'all better quiet down.
For every breath, the tyranny of either or. You play the victim, our existence is a threat, but we were not the ones who declared war. Every year we read the names of those we lost. Every day we're sick and tired. Ourselves. We just want to live our lives, and we refuse to comply. We deserve to do more than survive. Weaponize biology, twist science into bigotry, anything to justify your projected insecurities become policies of purity. You debate about our right to be alive. When we defend ourselves, you call it an attack. Why can't you see our liberations intertwined? We just want to be ourselves. Just want to live our lives, and we
That was freaking awesome. I love that dang old video. All right, the video that you just saw is about Boston-based artist and activist Evan Greer, and the music video is called "The Tyranny of Either Or." Now, the music video opens with footage of the late activist Sylvia Rivera speaking at a 1973 rally, challenging the mainstream gay liberation movement of that time to do more for transgender people, people of color, incarcerated people, and other vulnerable communities. The video goes on to chronicle the crucial role of trans people in historic events like the Compton's Cafeteria Riot of 1966 and the Stonewall Uprising of 1969, highlighting the radical politics that have powered this movement through the decades and celebrating the contributions of Riviera, Marsha P. Johnson, and others. So yeah, we've been fighting this fight for a long time, and the fight is never going to continue, especially with them trying to overturn Roe versus Wade. The fight is never going to end. So the fight always will continue, and we always will stick up, and we will always fight. So y'all make sure that y'all fight too, man. Do the damn thing. All right. Again, happy Pride Month to everybody out there. I know I'm celebrating heavy by being in the house and doing what I need to do. But yes, everybody else, y'all celebrate, do y'all thing too, and drop those flags out in the chat room as well. All right. Next, let's go to... I know we haven't covered this a lot on here, but I felt that we should, since the verdict came out yesterday and they finally reached one. Jury finds both Amber Heard and Johnny Depp were defamed after weeks-long trial. Actor Johnny Depp won his defamation case against Amber Heard, his ex-wife and former co-star. Following a 6-week trial, the jury found that Heard had defamed Depp in 2018. Op-ed she wrote for the Washington Post, describing herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. Wow. The jury also found that Heard had been defamed by one of Depp's lawyers when he called her abuse allegations a hoax. Depp said he was humbled by the decision, which awarded him $15 million in damages. Heard, who was awarded $2 million in damages, has said she was disappointed with what the verdict means for other women. I'm just glad this is over with. Honestly, it was a really, really messy trial. Pascal covered it on his show a good bit, and when I tell y'all, it was a lot of mess. It was a lot of mess. I didn't cover it as much as I should have, but just I know Amber Heard about pooping in bed, and it's a lot of stuff. I don't know if we have footage from that way, but my God, today, Johnny Depp and okay, good. And Amber Heard is crazy. Glad that is over. Somebody said turd in the chat. Y'all are terrible people. But glad that it is over with and finally hopefully can move on and get some stuff taken care of. So we'll see about that. All right, next. Biden this one, I don't know how to feel about this one. Biden admin assists Corinthian College alumni. Biden forgives Corinthian College former student loan debt. But yet, I'm still floating around here with $80,000 in student loan debt. Cool. Biden administration says it will forgive all remaining federal student loan debt for former students of the Corinthian College chain. Thousands of students who attended the for-profit Corinthian Colleges chain will automatically get their federal student loans canceled. The Biden administration announced Wednesday the move that aims to bring closure to one of the most notorious cases of fraud in American higher education. Anyone who attended the now defunct chain from its founding in 1995 to its collapse in 2015 will get their federal student debt wiped clean. It will erase $5.8 billion in debt for more than 560,000 borrowers. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona said, for far too long, Corinthian engaged in the wholesale financial exploitation of students, misleading them into taking on more and more debt to pay for promises they would never keep. At its peak, Corinthian was one of the nation's largest for-profit college companies with more than 100 campuses across the country and more than 110,000 students at its Everest, WyoTech, and Held schools. But the company shut down in 2015 amid widespread findings of fraud. The Obama administration found that several campuses were falsifying data on the success of their graduates. Hundreds of students told investigators they were pressured to enroll with promises of lucrative employment, only to end up with huge sums of debt and few job prospects. I mean, that just sounds like college anyway to me. Hundreds of students told investigators they were pressured to enroll with promises of lucrative employment, only to end up, okay, I just read that, but I'm just like, The case inspired a federal crackdown on for-profit colleges, and the Obama administration promised to forgive loans for Corinthian students whose programs lied about job placement rates. As of December, the Education Department reported it had more than 109,000 pending applications from students alleging fraud by their colleges, including many Corinthian students. Excuse me. So I'm happy that they're able to get their debt cleared, but I kind of feel that Biden is doing this as a way to appease people that have been asking for that student loan forgiveness debt, because it just makes no sense. It just comes out of nowhere that you're dropping $5.9 billion for these people. And like I said, I understand that everything happened with this school, but I mean, hey, it's a lot more of us out here. If you're gonna go ahead and do that 10,000, you should have just did everything at the same time. Don't give us a little bit and then go switch off. Then I just read something earlier today that says that lowering prices for gas and also other products such as food won't happen anytime soon out of Biden's mouth. So as a president, Mr. Biden, please step up to the plate, because right now we suffering, we struggling. Student loan debt thing gonna expire, I think, at the end of, is it September, maybe August? Then you got food high as hell, so we got to worry about that. Rent still damn high, so we got to worry about that. Gas, who drive anywhere? I gotta ride a bike, and I can't even do that. So thank you, America. We love you. We love you a lot. Dwayne, what's your take on this, if you don't mind getting on the microphone and talking about it?
I mean, so I agree with you. Like it's when you read the sentence about how they promise job placement and things like that, it just sound like any old other college. Like, you know, you go in there with the hopes of coming out with a nice paying job, but instead you 10, 20, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. So.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because I know
that's all.
Right. Yeah. Dwayne, you said a word right there, and I say that because the majority of my friends from college, or any student that I know from college, never uses their actual degree.
Yep.
Like, I know friends that did hospitality, they started doing their cooking thing. We've cooked for NASA and did all of this stuff, but now I was working for FedEx, delivering packages. So at this point, it's just like, not only did I'm not going to say I wasted $80,000, because I think it's more of the experience of college, but damn it, I'm going to say it, I wasted $80,000 because I'm not even working in the field that y'all said that I would be working in, or that I would be able to find a job in. It's just not it right now. So it's just like, now I have to go back to school to learn something else, or like Dwayne said, go learn a trade. That's the best thing that we can do. But yeah, Biden, you got to do better, sir. We struggling out here, and at this point, I don't know what the hell's going on. Don't know at all. All right, so let's move on to. See, I'm trying to stall for Rebecca because I want to cover all her stuff. See, you see the difference between me, Rebecca, and being and everybody else? I like to move through these stories. We'll sit here and talk for hours and hours and only get through like one story.
Have David mad in the background.
All right. David, good morning, sir. How are you?
I guess David ain't oh, there you go.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So the story we discussed earlier this week about Forsyth, the city that had the similar massacre to what were events like Tulsa, and then there was the guy that drowned, the person that was found killed in the lake. There's actually a video. There's a video from 1987. It's about 4 minutes long, so I don't know if we want to do it now or later in the show, but I think it's worth it either today or tomorrow. There's a 4-minute clip where Oprah went to that town and spoke and had a studio audience of the people from that either town or county. And 1987 wasn't that long ago. I'm just gonna say that. The comments, the attitude of the people. I think that's X0 if we want to go to it during today's show.
Let's take a look at X0 because Lake Lanier, y'all don't think y'all understand about this lake. It's really haunted. They've talked about this on television shows, on movies, on everything. So yeah, let's take a look. X0, Dwayne.
We bring you today to Forsyth County, Georgia.
Ooh, the hair.
30 miles north of Atlanta, which in the past few weeks has gained the reputation of being a hotbed of racism. Here are just some of the images of Forsyth County in past weeks that were broadcast around the globe.
There's no here. Why should they even come, you know? They asked for it. They got it, so why'd they come back, you know?
It's hard to believe that this show aired nearly 30 years ago. Oprah's show in Forsyth was causing an uproar. As protests were going on outside, tempers were heating up inside too.
And somebody tell me, where did the people who come from who were shouting, go home? They came from where?
Yes, ma'am. They came from, my name's Frank Shirley. I'm the head of the committee to keep Forsyth and Dawson County white.
Let him speak. Please let him speak. He has the right to speak.
Okay, the news media is covered up. There were thousands of white people that came out to join our white people's protest. This is the largest white people's protest against communism and race mixing in the last 30 years. The news media has deliberately covered up the nature of the Brotherhood marchers, many of whom are outright communists and homosexuals, and our organization was the only one that dared take a stand against them. They brought in thousands.
You're not just anti-black, you're also anti-gay too.
I'm opposed to communism, race mixing, and low morals, and homosexuals are of low morals in my opinion.
You don't believe that people of other races have the right to live here?
They have the right to live wherever they want to, but we have the right to choose if we want a white community also. That's why we moved here.
You believe? That's what you believe. Excuse me. Why is it that there are people in this county, obviously, who are afraid of black people? What is it you are afraid black people are going to do? I mean, that's what I'd like to know.
I'm afraid of them coming to Forsyth County. I lived in Atlanta. I was born in Atlanta. And in 1963, the first blacks were bused to West Fulton High School. And I go down there now, and I see my neighborhood and my community, which was a nice community, a nice neighborhood, and now it's nothing but a rat-infested slum area because they don't care. They don't care. Thank you.
No, stand up. Stand up. You know. Do you mean they, us, the entire black race? The entire black race?
Blacks, and you have...
What's the difference between a black person and a to you?
I've talked to black people. Black people, they don't want to come up here. They don't want to cause any trouble. That's a black person. A nigger wants to come up here and cause trouble all the time. That's the difference.
I have something to say. I'm very upset about what's going on. I don't think that Forsyth County has been portrayed right. It's not only by what's outside right now, but I just really hate to think that it's going to take someone either black or white getting hurt or losing their lives before people can sit down and talk this out. It is a time for change. There's nothing we can do about it. Everybody, there's one God. And I just hate to think that someone is going to get hurt before the people get some sense about them and talk about this and get it like it's supposed to be.
How is it supposed to be?
Black and white together in Forsyth County. There's no other way.
Oprah says she and her producers knew it was dangerous to go down there, but they were smart enough to know to leave town before the sun went down.
Wow. You heard what she said. She was smart enough to get out of town before the sun went down. And yes, Forsyth is Always been considered a sundown town. It's been a few changes, but guaranteed, and like David said, almost 30 years ago, this stuff is still happening. It's just more hidden a little bit now, but I don't even think that it's even hidden now. It's
more than 30
people
years.
walking.
It's 35 years now.
35 years. And the only difference is, I'll tell y'all what the biggest difference is. The people don't walk around with hoods no more. They don't have to. They don't have to. It's just right there in your face. So that area, that's where Lake Lanier is, in that area. And so these people are the ones that flooded that town, Oscarville, and ran all the black people out of there. So not only that, everything that happens at Lake Lanier is already spooky as it is, but also keep in mind that MTV now is starting a new show called, Buckhead Shore. And to tell y'all something about this, it's not actually in Buckhead. The damn show is taking place on Lake Lanier. So it'd be very interesting to see how this will turn out. But just listening to this and just, my gosh, it's so 80s. It's so 80s. Just remembering this, it's just like, man, just thinking about it when I was around this age, I remember the people talking about Forsyth, Georgia, and how we shouldn't go there and stay away from that part of town. Whew. So that's sad. That's really sad. And the way that they were saying that N-word just so casually and freely around her, that lets you know that they don't care. And I guarantee you, it's still like that to this day. All right, y'all.
Oprah better than me. There wouldn't have been no show that day.
Dwayne, what? It wouldn't have been. It would not have been. Because right there when Buddy got up and said what he was saying, it's just like, you're telling me it's a difference between a black person and the N-word. Please explain that rhetoric to me, because I'm confused. Because in the dictionary it says it's somebody that's ignorant. So explain that rhetoric to me, to what you see. You think that a black person is supposed to be the one that just bows at your feet and washes your feet with water and just take care of you and say yes, massa, all day long? No, it's not. And I hate that my family members, my older generation, had to go through some of those things because they worked on those big mansions and those big houses. My grandmother was a housekeeper for a white woman for the longest time. And just remembering, like, I can remember that stuff. I really can. And it's crazy because it probably would have gone on for longer and longer had not the lady that owned it, that owned where my grandmother worked, if she had not passed away, my grandmother probably would have still had been working there. Then maybe my mom or my aunties, my uncle, it would have started moving, going further and further. And I'm just glad that that's not it right now. And I'm glad we're not there, because I couldn't have done it. I could not have. All right. Speaking of racists and white supremacists, Marjorie Taylor Greene predicted that people will go extinct. Probably in about 4 or 5 generations, no one will be straight anymore. Everyone will be either gay or trans or non-conforming.
There's so many layers of ignorance to this one.
Yes.
So many layers. I'm going to see if we can get X1 to win.
Because there was more as
all
well.
Of a sudden, the entire population is steadily turning gay or turning trans, just generation. Probably in about 4 or 5 generations, no one will be straight anymore. Everyone will be either gay or trans or non-conforming or whatever the list of 50 or 60 different options there are.
Right. And like you said, there was more to this clip, because in this same podcast, she was talking about how the government wants to track what you're eating and how you going to the bathroom and like,
say it the way.
Man, when I saw this clip, like I was driving Monday, and I saw this clip when I got home, and I was like, let me drop this in there. Sure enough, Bubba beat me to it. But I don't understand like how I guess I do understand because people are stupid. But
people are stupid.
She just gets on there, yo, and just says the most ignorant stuff, talking about the government want to do this and that. But you in the government and you trying to run again to be like, come on, lady, really?
Yeah. And Dwayne, I know you saw when she said, what was they were making something in the peach tree dish.
Oh, in the peach tree dish. Yeah. Like, you just sound dumb.
Not a petri dish, but a peach tree dish. I'm like, oh, okay. You just between her and Lauren Boebert, is that her name, David?
Yeah.
Between them two, this country is effed. It's already effed, but with them two, it's gone. Then you got another one that's humping people at parties and thrusting themselves on other people. Okay, cool.
Well, he's out now, but you know, I'm sure he'll have he'll have like a platform to continue his celebrity, which is really what he wanted. But DJ Exclusive is referring to Madison Cawthorn.
Cawthorn.
But the thing for me on this one is not even breaking down the layers, because she clearly doesn't understand what sexual orientation versus gender identity is. But outside of that, it's not so much that she doesn't understand it, it's all the people that are just as equally ignorant and listen to her.
Yeah, and they're gonna hang on to that. Like, y'all really think that no one is going to be straight anymore? I mean, come on.
Or the men. Like, I mean, not that only straight people can reproduce, but I mean, let's do the math.
Okay.
I mean, this just ties right into that Forsyth clip with Oprah, just to learn behavior and learn like ideologies that people keep passing down. It's because
you know what I wonder? How are these people's parents? Like, how are they? Because if you look at some of the way these people act, Ted Cruz, Taterhead Green, and a few of these other people, like, how do their parents act? Like, my band director used to say, is like, you get it from your parents. That's who you learned it from. You got it from your parents. So it's just like
people in this video right here.
Exactly. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is from Georgia. I guarantee you her parents are in that damn audience right now.
Yeah, they came up under that, like I say, that learned behavior and just passing it down from generation to generation. And it just shows like how stupid people can be. Because it's not like she hasn't been exposed to the truth.
Agreed, Dwayne. Agreed. So yeah, y'all just watch your backs out there, everybody. Watch your backs. It's just a lot going on. It's one of those things now where white supremacy used to be in the background where you wouldn't see it. They just be quiet about it now. No, these people are out. The hoods are off. They straight up racist without even having the hoods on. So y'all just please be careful out there, especially my people of color. Please be careful. All right. So I guess we can go ahead and take a music break real quick and see if we'll wait for Rebecca to come through within the next few minutes. And if she does not, then that's fine. I guess we can get into the tough stuff after this break. The best thing to do is take a break first and then get into the tough stuff. So let's do that. So y'all stay tuned. More Like It or Not coming up next.
Time goes by and yet I wonder, are you and me still the same? Are you still loving the game? I know I don't. You cast your spell and I went under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore.
Max Q in the chat. Good morning to you and welcome to the Benjamin Dixon Morning Show. We hope that you are doing well, and we hope that your comment that you were talking about is something that you know nothing of. So we'll let you redeem yourself. Yeah, Max, you are. Exactly what I expected coming here. Everything is racist. I to cut the damn music down for that. Did anybody see the video that I just saw? He straight up said the N-word to a black lady. Come on, man. Make it make sense. Shake Dragon. Wow, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I like that. Literally went to high school at South Forsyth High School. So literally, her goddamn parents is probably in their audience.
Can we just get over ourselves? I know we should. You can cast your spell and now we're under.
Y'all know y'all have to kick nobody out the chat for me because if Bubba sees what's reading going on in that chat room and I don't like it, oh, I'm going to address it.
Take it anymore. Yeah. So I stay here and hold my heart.
Cause I be having time. I have time today, always.
And I repeat it in my head, set your mind free.
Y'all better be glad I ain't no moderator, boy. I let people stay in there, and then I just get the roast in their ass. I love a good roast session. Come on, man. Shout out Roll Runner. Haven't seen you in a long time, brother. I appreciate you. And Betty, these are original pictures done on the letterhead. There you go. Good morning to you. Welcome, Lily. Good to see you. Shosty 100, good morning. Hey, Dwayne. Why didn't 4 ask out 5? Why didn't 4 ask out 5? Because he was too squared. Too squared in it? No? Okay, cool. Lily, that is dope. Lily's been in Puerto Rico for the birthday. I hope you bought me something back. I appreciate it. Hey, y'all, welcome to Good Morning. I want to do that one so bad, but I can't. David would take me off the air, so I can't do that one. I can't do that one either. I've been a fool to live without your love. It's like I've been waiting around for you. Why? I was really struggling to get my husband's attention. So I sat down on the sofa and looked comfortable. That did the trick. Being on the Benjamin Dixon Morning Show, and like it or not, I have a platform now. So I started telling people about the benefits of dried grapes. It's all about raising awareness. Raisin. Oh, Dwayne. Yes, I have. The frozen candy grapes, bro.
I had frozen grapes for the first time this weekend, and it changed my life.
See, I want to say it's a country thing, but I could be wrong saying that. But yeah, when I tell you, dude,
Hot summer day.
Look, if you go to like a lot of fairs or street vendors here, especially like if it's an event or something going on, they have them, they'll sell them in the side. So you can either get frozen grapes or the candy grapes. The candy grapes is basically, let's say, a grape basically dipped in like a lollipop coating. And when I tell you, it is the best thing you will ever eat. And I was just like, dang, I like this. Like fried Oreos. The true fat boy snack of the year. Now I want to go to a damn fest somewhere.
When I get you back, oh yeah.
Isabel Nassas, hit me up and let me know. T-Dog, good morning.
When I get you back, oh yeah. When I get you back,
oh, don't come in like that.
I promise you'll never leave me when it comes to you and me.
All right, y'all, let's get back into it. So welcome to the screen, my sister from another Mr. Rebecca.
I won't let you down.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome to your show. Look.
Thank you for having me on my show.
You're welcome. Anytime. It's great when you're here, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm glad I've been able to balance out, you know, being here and working 6 jobs. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Right.
But what's going on? How was this morning? What you've been talking about? Where did you start off at?
We did some Pride history this morning. We talked about Biden and also his student. I ain't gonna say student loan forgiveness, but his loan forgiveness of the Corinthian University. It ain't for us.
And by us, yeah, I don't mean black folks only. I'm talking about it ain't for us. It was for a specific group of people. Which with the school that it was a part of a big scam, and there's a lot of schools that are a part of big scams that do deserve that because their degrees essentially mean nothing. The school disappears and things like that. So you do deserve for every dollar that you did put in to have that back. You got me started. I just sat down this morning, but
hey, let's get to it because I went there, but that's why I wanted you here because we can go there further. So yes, please go in.
Yes, for every dollar spent in these sketchy schools, especially these online ones that disappear after a few years. I know there was one in Atlanta that did that. I forgot the name of it, but these schools that just disappear out of nowhere, take your money and go, kind of like cryptocurrency that people are investing in, and they're kind of like that. They're investing with people, and after a certain amount of money is raised or they can't do nothing for you, they can disappear, and it is not illegal. Now, for those people who have experienced that in education, I am so sorry, and you do deserve every dollar that you should not have to be in debt over schools that are no longer like they just disappear with your money or whatever. And I get that. I do 100%. But what about us? Like Michael Jackson
said. What about us? I told him, what about you? What about me?
Or that one. Or when Brandy said, what about us? All of the what about us. All of the what about. What about us? You said when you were coming into the city that we were going to be, our loans were going to be forgiven, our school loans. And if you look at my credit, you'll see that the main part of the I ain't even gonna hold y'all, the hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt is going to be because I decided to go to school.
Yep.
I decided to further my education. And, and a lot of times, we know what that's like. Sometimes we have to get out of school and come back into school. And at times we are no longer eligible for the loans
right? And we got to take out personal loans. And we are like 25, whatever, 22, whatever. And we're having to do that. Then going to get your master's degree, and you really can't take out any loans then. And, you know, it's just all kinds of stuff. And then you put your mama's name on it. That wasn't me. That was my sister. And then you put your mama's name on a loan. Perkins. And then, you know what I'm saying? We had to figure out ways. We didn't have money. You guys offered us money to go into these schools and get an education. And then we come out, we don't even make enough money to pay back these loans. So now we're spending our whole entire lives. And if you thought you were going to retire at the pure age of 60, my God, 60. If you thought you were going to retire at that age, you better think again. You're going to be working until you about 93. If you get there, trying to pay off these school loans on the wages you are being paid in today's 2022. So Biden, where is our forgiveness?
But you would just want to give us $5 and say, here go $5. You know, go get you a soda and a hot pickle from the stove. That's basically
that'll make it feel better. That'll make it feel better.
But Rebecca, you said something right there. It's just like, you do all of this. First of all, we even went to school, and I don't know about you, but I know when I went, excuse me, nobody like taught us or trained us or gave us the information on applying for loans for school or what everything meant. They just said, okay, here you go, here your financial aid stuff. You sign here, you can get this, this, and this. Now you can get this money and to pay for your school. Okay, I just saw money to pay for school. I didn't know that I'm getting loans, all this percentage rates and all this other stuff. Yeah. I just signed it out of line. So by the time I got to my sophomore year, I expended all of my loan money. All my loan money was gone.
Yes. They didn't tell you. And now you're so right. We were not educated going into the school system in our high schools. And this is our honesty. It wasn't in our economics class. It wasn't something that we sat down with our counselors to discuss. It was just like, here's financial aid and here's how you can get it. They didn't discuss what that may look like in the future for us, what a percentage on that loan, how that could affect us, our parents, and things like that. Who would be in charge of that loan? Because some of us were underage going into school. As myself, I was underage. Right. I was not 18 yet. So going in, and then, like you said, when I did not have the money, when I did exhaust my loan options, I went into, thank God there was one option. I did get a scholarship, and and they allowed me, but the scholarship wasn't much money. It sounds like a lot of money when you're going into school, but that was only something that can cover maybe a few months of me living on campus. And you know what on-campus living was like. It wasn't anything spectacular at that time. Now, I'm pretty sure they have other things, but at that time, it wasn't anything spectacular. You just had a room that you probably shared with someone in a really small space, and you weren't allowed much. And I had it was the first generation, because I was the first generation American in my family to go to college. So that, you got that loan, but that loan exhausted. I think it was only like $700 for one semester. That doesn't even cover your full books for each class, honey. Right. It did not. And so, so now you got these people, and I know that we talked about this before. You got these people coming onto campus. We were not privy to these vultures, financial vultures coming from these different banks. Understanding that there are kids on this campus who are parentless right now because they are, their first time being away from home, coming to school here, not privy to anything financial, no financial education in that sense, and they are going to offer you a card. They're going to offer you a card with $1,000. You're going to think that you need that money. I used my card to pay off my little brother, because I brought him up to pay off his school when he went to TCC. I didn't know what the APR was on that card. I did not understand how that would affect me. So I thought I was just going to pay $25 here, $25 there to pay it back. Honey, they didn't even tell me that when you use that credit card to take cash out, I did not know how they triple that on top. Like, you owe times 10. And they add that to it just from you taking money out. And I did not know that. And, after that whole situation, it was crazy. I graduated and they sued me.
Really?
That financial institution that I am now connected to sued me.
I think they got everybody.
Yeah. And I was so scared. I mean, they came, and I was only when I graduated, I was 20. I was afraid. Do you hear me? I was so afraid. I'm like, I don't know. They're going to take me to jail. They're going to take me to jail. I was so scared. And then, they were like, well, if you do this, we'll do this for you. I think my credit at that time, being at that age, not knowing anything, being in debt, that much money. And I know that you were too, because you said, and imagine that was my time. So I can't imagine when there was nothing out there, when there was no information, there was nothing, no law protecting nothing. Like it's crazy. I was so afraid, and they were like, if you do this for us, we'll do this for you. And basically they're like, if you allow us, they wanted to garnish the wages that I wasn't getting. So they were like, if you just pay us back, this much and this much and this much, we'll be able to do that. My credit was one digit. One digit after that. I couldn't get anything in my name. As a 20-year-old, I could not get anything in my name. And that was very devastating to me. And I had to, I worked really hard to come out of that. But, now I'm connected with that same institute, and I see a lot of how they try to do it digitally now in the virtual world to a lot of kids who are going to school virtually.
That's terrible. And you're right, because I remember it may have been Nations Bank still at that time. It was either Nations Bank or Bank of America. I remember them being on campus. You had SunTrust come up there, and it was another bank. And they just pushing out cars, pushing them out. And all we saw is, okay, I'm in college. My mom and them can't help me. Granted, my mama sent me $20 every 2 weeks. I was surviving off of $20 every 2 weeks, maybe 40 if it was a good week for mom and them.
Yeah, I know
they
that.
just come out. Rebecca said, and they just slinging out cars, because all we know was, I need groceries, I need stuff, I just need to live. So why not just go ahead and get me a credit card so I can do it? But at that point, they weren't even giving me one, because I had power bills and utility bills in my name from when I was at home. But
that's crazy. The cable bill was in my name when I was like, Mama, you know what? Why is the cable bill in my name? She was like, why are you asking questions? Well, Mom, because I'm trying to apply for this credit card to get back in school, this loan, and I can't get it because they said that something's in my name. Girl, it was too much. But no, it's funny that you say that. I was blessed enough when I first got to school because listen to this now. And then we'll move on from this. I was blessed enough when I first got to school. My father saved up a lot of money. Something happened financially. He had to use the money that he saved up for me to go to college with and utilize that to make sure that his family was okay. And then finally he was able to put some more money to the side. That man worked 6 jobs to make sure, because he wanted to make sure that I went off to a school of my choice and make sure that I was comfortable when I went off to the school of my choice. And that being the prestigious Florida A&M University. But when he did that, he thought that what he saved up, y'all, was going to help me. Oh, honey, they snatched them pennies. They was like, yeah, give me that. We need another. We need another one. We need another 10,000.
Give me some more.
And then he was sending me, and I didn't know. Like I said, I wasn't financially savvy. Look, I was not financially savvy, and so that was at the time the institution that stole from me, and that I am now connected to. And at that time, I was banking with. That same institution, been there since I was a little thing. That same institution was actually they were, what was that, overdraft? They allowed you to overdraft. I never heard of overdraft. Overdraft had just came out. They allowed you to overdraft on your debit card. I thought I was all that when I got that debit card, because that's back, you got debit card. That was when they was fresh out, and I felt like I was, I got a debit card, They allowed me to overdraft like $500 on a debit card. I was not financially savvy. I thought I had that money in my account. I was like, friends, family, Florida A&M University, let's go shopping. Let's go get food. Let's go do all of that. I thought I had that money, and my dad was going to just cover it back, and we're fine. Honey, when my dad called me and cussed me out because I done overdraft $1,000, and in order for him to keep giving me money, he had to pay that. He cut me off the next year. And I didn't know what life was. He cut me off that next year. And then I had to be asking my mama, just like you, Bubba, because we all live the same life. Mama, can I get $20? Mama, can I get, $30? Mama, can I do this for gas? And that was our life. And we say all that to say, Joe Biden, that we went through the trenches. We went through it all. And we would like, for all of that for education. All of that for education. And we would like, we would like our loans to be forgiven, and you might have to really give us a check for our pain and suffering. That's how I feel. You might need to give us some money for the pain and the suffering that we went through. I mean, we got mental issues because of that, trying to hold on and trying to figure out life without no instructions. There was no reason. And some of y'all coming from universities that ain't accredited, that, you know what I'm saying, that, and some of them, y'all universities ain't even still standing. All of us, for all the pain and suffering that we went through, should be reimbursed. And I think we should start by clearing off our student loans. Because I know that a lot of people watching right now, if you go to your credit, the only thing on your credit is those student loans. That's it.
Yes. But I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's probably more than that. But yes, I'd say this. It stopped me when I was married, and once we got a house and everything, we're buying the house, because I went and cleaned up both of our credits. When I tell you cleaned up the credit, man, I got my credit way the hell up there. And I had the higher credit score. I'm thinking like, okay, this is going to be a shot in the dark, man. I just got to sign on this dotted line. They get on there, yeah, we can't use you because you got a judgment on your student loans. What the hell? So I had to use my ex-husband's credit in order for him to get the house, so everything had to be put in his name. But I had the higher credit and the income. I'm just like, none of this stuff makes sense. I don't even want to buy a house anymore. After going through all of that, I don't even want to do it no more, bro. I'm good.
I really would love to, buy a home, right? I want to, wherever I settle down with my future man, where are you, baby daddy? Or in the world, stop messing with them hoes. But no, wherever I am, I would love to buy a house, because that will produce generational wealth for whoever, right. I feel like we can do that, but they really don't want us to. That's why they keep us in debt, and we go get educated and we suffer for getting educated. Now we can't even afford anything. At this point, your $22 an hour job or over $20 an hour job will not suffice in today's economy, and with this housing crisis. We got to call it a crisis right now, because you can't afford a thing, especially when people got privy to being able to utilize Airbnb to make money. They were penalized now for that. Now rent has skyrocketed out of control. They said by the end of the summer, there was an article that came out, by the end of the summer, rent can possibly go or will be at $2,000. That would be like a minimum. That would be how much rent is. My rent currently started off at just about $1,000. I'm paying literally $2,000, almost $2,000 for my rent, and that's only that's a 2-year difference. 2 years. Mm-hmm. And I should have been grandfathered in the system. They don't do that no more with rent. You will not be grandfathered in the system for when you first came in for whatever, no matter if there were changes or not. And this is what we're going through. We can't live like this no more. So forgive the loans and let us move on. Can we get some joy in our life? Can we get some joy in our life? Forgive the loans and let's move on. Now, speaking of moving on.
And on top of that, Rebecca, as well, too, before the show started this morning, I saw, hold on, I got something popped up on my computer. Okay, blocking me. Biden saying basically that he doesn't see, or he's not lowering gas prices or food prices anytime soon. So now, on top of rent being damn high, we got to worry about gas, and now we got to worry about food. Off of $20 an hour, that ain't enough to cover any goddamn thing.
It will never.
So you can't have no phone bill. You can't have no cable or internet. You can't have nothing that you got to pay on monthly. You're not gonna make enough money. You got to have 5,000 hustles.
hopefully you guys, can be outside. This is the time to enjoy nature. This is the time to start putting things. Don't even put nothing on layaway, because you may not be able to pay that fourth payment. So don't do nothing that you can't pay for. Just pay for your rent and try to, learn some cooking skills. Might have to go back into the whole things that we used to do back when we were in quarantine. You might have to learn a TikTok dancer too. Might make you a couple of dollars. Listen, we can't afford nothing. Anything. So,
and that pay info, y'all watch out for that pay info as well too. It's the same damn thing. I use the hell out of it, but please keep in mind, it's just like credit. You gonna pay in for payments. You ain't got to make that fourth payment, you in trouble.
Straight to credit.
It's all
now. So we're gonna move on, because we could stay on this one for a long time, because we're all affected. Right. We're all affected by it like nobody's business. But I did want to touch on two more important stories, and we're going to stay live today. After this one, we're going to take a break and then end with this story. But I wanted to touch on this one. Yesterday, y'all, while we were just living our lives, still recovering, we're still processing the murders of those children in Uvalde, Texas, and in New York. I just felt like we ain't never gonna catch a break. Yesterday, while we were living our lives, at least 3 people were killed at a Tulsa medical building. Tulsa police confirmed that a shooter killed 4 people at St. Francis Hospital in Tulsa, Oklahoma on Wednesday. Police have not yet identified the shooter and said that he died following a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The shooter had a rifle, y'all. And this is what I want to stop right there. The shooter had a rifle. This is the gun that is just popular in these massacres, or these killings, these shootings, these murders, these slayings, these domestic terrorist attacks. The rifles. How are they getting their hands on the rifles? Just like that. It's like it's almost like they'll watch the news and see something happen and they'll go plan their own attack. And I think that we're seeing too much of it, and not to have the gun control conversation. But he had a rifle and a handgun on him. Tulsa Police Captain Richard Muhlenberg said multiple people were wounded, calling it a catastrophic scene. Aerial footage from a TV helicopter appeared to show first responders wheeling someone on a stretcher away from the hospital building. Dozens of police cars could be seen outside the hospital complex, and authorities shut down traffic as the investigation went on. A reunification center for families to find their loved ones was set up at a nearby high school. The shooting marks the 233rd mass shooting for the year in the U.S. We are only 6 months in, 2 days into 6 months. Per data collected by the Gun Violence Archive. The archive characterizes a mass shooting as 4 or more shot or killed, not including the shooter. So 233 shootings. They were already at a hospital.
Already at a hospital.
And to know, and here's the kicker. Let me go on my let me go on my Twitter, because I need to talk about this one right here. Y'all, yesterday simultaneously, there were shootings that were happening. They said shootings unfolded simultaneously right now in America at a hospital in Tulsa, a Walmart in Pittston, Pennsylvania, and a high school in Los Angeles, California. Simultaneously. Shootings were happening in public places.
And you wonder why I stay home, Rebecca.
Yesterday, I was saying the same thing yesterday. I went out. I had worked out after a long night of work. And I decided to go ahead and make sure that, because, I got my long days of work. I needed to get my workout in because I'm still trying to be by the pool. So when I went out to, I was already tired, but I'm like, let me go. I don't have any groceries. I need to, eat for the week, at least make some food to go. So I went out and I had this sudden fear come over me because I just read or was just reading details on the story. And I had this sudden fear come over me. And I was talking to my best friend at the time, because I'm always talking to my best friend. My best friend is y'all best friend because I talk about her so much. But she was telling me, she's like, girl, I had to go do grocery shopping. I had to leave my kids at the house. I can't bring them out. And I was like, I'm literally standing in this store and I don't know why I feel like I just need to go home. I had the urge to go home. I was afraid. I was like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. We should not be feeling that way. Right. And it could happen here's the thing. It could happen anywhere. Like, and you don't know who is going to be the culprit. You don't know when it's going to be. Staying in the house almost feels like the safest option, but I ain't the type to do that. Like like going running, and even like just being able to get some air or I love to listen to music when I go grocery shopping. I can't do that. I'm not going to be able to listen to music while I go grocery shopping because I need to be aware of what was that sound? Where is that coming from? You know, when you walk into the store, now you're looking straight for where the exit signs are. A hospital.
It's just like, go to the stores in the hood, because at least you know there that you got other people that might be carrying guns too. Mm-hmm. And they gonna shoot back. But why do I have to feel like that? It's like really annoying.
It's scary. We have fear in our bodies, in our hearts, in our minds daily. Trying to cope with the fact that we're still in a pandemic and they're trying to we're trying to get our lives back at the same time. The Black community is still disproportionately affected by COVID. And now we are targets when we go outside. Not only are we targets, but now we got just crazy shooters who are going outside and just having a shooting spree because they're having a bad day, or they don't feel like they want to live, so they got to take people down with them. This is domestic terrorism. Terrorism has happened so much in this country, and they don't want to really discuss it as that. They don't want to talk about it as that. And so, like, it's just a really scary time for us all. And I ain't even gonna front. I'm gonna include y'all white people too. It's a scary time for all of us. Everybody.
All of us.
Everyone. It's a really scary time for all of us. And I really don't know how to, I don't know. I don't have the answers about what we should do. I'm not an expert in that because we are not supposed to be living this day to day. It shouldn't be our norm. The experts don't even have the right conversation to give us, because what's being pushed out there, the rhetoric, the narrative in the media, not only in the media, with our political leaders, is that guns are not the problem. People are. But when people who are the problem get their hands easily on guns, how much more of a problem is that? So the conversation needs to be centered around gun control. As I said yesterday, I will say today, I will say forevermore, the conversation needs to be centered around gun control. And African Americans should have a law that protects them when these hate crimes happen.
What is so difficult about any of what you just said, Rebecca?
I don't know, but they seem to think that it's very hard, and it's un-American to discuss it in that way. It's un-American to tell people we're going to start putting some limits on guns. We're going to start actually honing in on gun rights and what that looks like and who it protects and how it could protect the American people. We're going to start, putting more restraints on who can obtain a gun. We're going to look at your medical history. We're going to look at the age. We're going to look at, all of those things need to come into play. Why is that so hard? Because it's un-American. When you take away guns from people, it's more important than saving them from living another day. Even if the gun went to go kill babies, the American way is more important. The American way is more important. Whew, that's sad. That's sad. That is. We live in this country. We live in this type of country. That's sad. That is just. That's. I don't know. I'm sorry to all of us.
The supposedly most powerful country in the world, and that's how we living.
We're self-titled. We self-titled that. We are not the most powerful country in the world. But the fact that we walk and toot that up, we make everybody else believe it. It's weird. It's weird energy. We ain't that for real. It's what the kids say. It's cap. There's nothing powerful about this country. All ideas, everything we do is stolen. So much so we have no control. People are out of control that they're going to just take other people's lives. And we're going to still call people who look Middle Eastern the true terrorists when it's right here in this country. Right here in this country. Then we go to other people's countries and kill them off and still be calling them people terrorists. We will never, ever look at ourselves in the mirror in this country. Can't even call ourselves racist. Can't even call racism out. Can't say that. Can't say that this country is racist.
You being Nicki Minaj today, girl, because you spitting.
Child. You lucky I ain't got a pink wig, baby.
I know. Bars, Rebecca, bars. Ooh, but it's true. It's
tiring.
Depressing.
It's depressing.
Yes.
Therapy should be free. Therapy should be free. You put me on something else today. Therapy should be free. With how depressing this is, we should be able to take days off just because people before us were able to endure whatever the hell they endure does not mean, especially millennials who have seen so much since conception. Seen so much.
Get me out
when
this
we're
camera.
sitting here and they expect us to just go with the flow. I don't know how that is a thing. We should not be. And then they're taking away rights from women. It's just, don't get me started. We got to get off this topic because it's going to just get me down a downward spiral about so many problems that America is having, and they just want to throw us in the mix and put us at the forefront on the front lines, or they in the back eating up all our money and all. Don't get me started on today, because speaking of going back into the office, because I didn't say that, but going back into the office, speaking of that, because that's my life, Elon Musk.
F-boy.
Elon Musk, he's forcing his employees to go back to work. He claims his remote workers pretend to work. In a company-wide email that recently circulated online, Elon Musk told his Tesla employees that remote work is officially a thing of the past because employees pretend to work. Just as Tesla employees were returning to work from the long holiday weekend, they were in for a shock when company founder and CEO Elon Musk informed them that their remote working days have come to an end. I got that email too. Elon Musk has demanded his employees work 40 hours a week in office or quit. He does leave the smallest amount of wiggle room for exceptional contributors for whom this is possible. Exceptional contributors for whom this is possible, noting that he has to review and approve any remote employees himself. Let's go back to exceptional contributors for whom this is possible. That goes to what they used to call the tenured. Before remote work was happening for us, they called that the tenured people. The exceptional workers were the tenured people who were able, after putting their blood, sweat, and tears into the office, 40 hours, maybe more a week into these corporate offices. Then maybe for after 10, 12, 20 years, they were able to work from home right when they were going to retire from the job. I think that these huge corporations, including Tesla, and the institution that I work for, they want control over the people.
Yep.
Whether they're working at home, the production numbers show that Tesla didn't really lose anything during their employees working from home. But it is another un-American way if they cannot control the employees and take them away from things that are feeling more doable, more sustainable. Being at home may be more sustainable for new parents, new moms, new fathers, maybe more sustainable for people who are caregivers now since COVID-19, maybe more sustainable for people who are homeschooling their children. There's so many, maybe more sustainable for those who no longer have a house or a car, because of the results of not being employed or taking a break during that time and not getting any funds or money. The gas prices have gone way up. Some people having to move away from their current location to find a more suitable living when it comes to the price of living, you know, and that may have been further from where they used to live, that may have been closer to the office. A lot of things have changed, but these capitalistic corporations and these big businesses and these business owners don't put that in mind, because this is never their issue. They want to continue to control, although during the pandemic, many of the employees have showed that they can still produce and keep the company running and keep the company making money. Many of these companies tripling their income and their profits during the pandemic while the employees were at home. But that is not enough. They need you in office while you are, you may be around people who have COVID. In the institute that I work at, somebody already did get COVID.
Wow, Rebecca.
Somebody already got COVID in office. Their way of dealing with that was just telling people who sat on the right and the left and sending those people home. They don't care if you die, you will be replaced. Tesla, Elon Musk does not care. He wants you in office working 40 hours a week. And for those who are tenured, those who have actually done more than 40 hours per week, send me a email. I may get to it, and I will have to be the one to approve you staying home. It's not enough. They got to put you through the trenches. They got to put you through the fire. They got to make you cross the burning sands for the rest of your life, a little bit until you get to that retirement age.
Right. Yep.
And that is sick. Yes, go ahead.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. I'm serious. Like, you being in that office and you already has been people. I hate to say this, but maybe you just go ahead and catch COVID, child, and then sue the company for malpractice, for negligence, because they dumbasses don't know what the hell they doing. Nobody's supposed to be in there. These people really think that we have made y'all money from working from home. So the least that you can do is let my ass stay at home. What I need to be in the office for? Because guaranteed, what's going to start happening with all of these people start moving back into the office, and you're forcing them back into the office, you're going to start having more mental health issues. People are going to start taking more FMLA, as y'all should. If they make y'all go in the office, y'all take that FMLA for y'all mental health issues. Y'all can do it. Go to a psychiatrist or a therapist and get that excuse. You can do it. Okay, and then they're guaranteed that their productivity is going to go down. When you go back into the office, it gives you more time to socialize. You do a lot more stuff, and stuff doesn't get done. I don't understand why these companies don't realize that, but like you said, they are so intent on keeping the foot on our necks that they don't care. They just want to be able to control us, like they still slave owners.
They don't want you to enjoy or have, and we don't enjoy working. Everybody wishes they don't have to work. We wish we can just make money in our sleep. That's not everybody's story, okay? But they want to be able to give you control, because once you start feeling like, oh my God, working from home is better for me, let me look at another job that maybe work from home. Now that I've done this time here, let me look for something else that's work from home that may be suitable for me. They don't want you to be able to be comfortable. They want it to be irritable for you. They want you to be uncomfortable. They want it to be hard so that you feel like
miserable.
And then you realize the job that you're doing has always been something you can do at home. When they told you it's inevitable for you to work this job at home, they always had the means to get you home. They just wanted that control over you. Let me address something. I'm giving all their tea, but I never said their name, so we could.
Right.
Let me address something. That institution that I work for, the corporation that I work for, sent everybody to the building. Not everybody was to the building. A specific group of people to the building. That's how I'm gonna put right there. They sent a specific group of people to the building who are part of a specific team, who majority of them are a specific color, and they put them in the building. And they said before getting to the building that there have been a lot of changes for COVID-19 precautions. Get there in this specific said building. And I'm like, it's moldy in here. It's moldy in here. I'm already high risk. And all they did was put a foosball table for mental health. foosball table, and a beanbag chair, that one by the window where I can get service on my phone. Beanbag chair. They did that. And one of the leaders accidentally sent me a correspondence. And I said, with the correspondence was a message that said, this is coming from the back of the or the corner of the building. It was a photo. And in that photo was a piece of the building that was coming apart. Didn't write back because I didn't want to. I had that information with me, so play with me if you want to. But yes, so this is what they said that we were coming back to. That was going to be suitable. That was going to be healthy. That was going to. But I have since tapped in on some friends, and I let them know what to say and to push for being able to work from home. So that's my fight right now. I am rallying and mobilizing in office, and we'll see what that looks like.
And see, the thing is, I never, you didn't tell us that, it was only a certain group of y'all that had to come back. Mm-hmm. That in itself is a lot. Is some issue.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I'm trying to keep it together because I have about one little nerve left, and I don't want nothing getting on that last little nerve. So I am trying to keep it together. My situation is my situation. It's no fault of anybody's. It's just what mine looks like. And I'm going to have to keep it together and do what I need to do until I don't have to anymore. You see what I'm saying? With the rent going up, I can't complain. This is, with the lifestyle that I live and I want to continue to live, I gotta do what I gotta do. I don't see myself going backwards in my living style, but at the same time, I have to I have to budget and I have to move things around so that I can continue to sustain. I was looking to move, even with my rent getting higher and me living in a really nice area. I did look to move somewhere else that's really nice, but I could not even be able to hold on to that with the income that I'm receiving. That is, and we have to be honest, that isn't promised. It's always fluctuating, and so we're gonna have to. It doesn't look like that for everyone. I wish that we were programming where we were getting it was better for us to do this program, but we gotta clock out and we got to go do other things, and that's for our whole team, and we're still going to do that and still try to do the show at the same time. But we got to do what we got to do. That's what it looks like, and I can't fight it anymore. I mean, I can fight it by continuing to call it out and things like that, but I don't live that life like I used to, where I used to just be like, oh, I don't like this, I'm out of here. I can't do that no more. I used to do that all the time. I used to go in and be like, this is not suiting my energy. I'm not really doing this, and I'm going to go to dinner. I'm going to take this last $20 and I'm going to dinner, because it's just, I walked into that job and it wasn't doing for me. Like, I can't do that anymore. I used to do that often, and I used to cuss the managers out if they were like trying to tell me to do something that I knew was like illegal labor. But I would just be like, yeah, I'm not doing this, and just leave. I can't do that anymore, but I can mobilize within the office, my little unioning inside of the office, and try to get things done. And that would be what I do. That would be what I do in the meantime.
Yes, indeed. Rebecca over here being Black Panther of the building.
I mean, and look, somebody said, G-Man, whom I love, he said, no, Becca, you shouldn't do it. I know what it looks like. I know what it sounds like. But this is, if I don't do it, I'm going to be homeless. If I don't do it, I ain't going to have no car. If I don't do it, I'm going to be hungry. And I'm not going to be able to get the medical care that I have to get, because, like I said, I am high risk. So I'm at the doctors very, very, very often to make sure that those cancerous cells are staying away. I'm at the doctor often. And that's how I'm able to afford it. So, yeah.
Yes, indeed, Rebecca.
Y'all got me, running my mouth up here. I can't believe I came on running my mouth till 10:19.
It's okay, because I'm just like, child, it was a whole lot. These corporate overlords, y'all must go. But yes, I feel you. I wish I was at that point where I was like, man, F this job. But I'm just like, you know what? This job is not difficult. So I'm just going to sit my ass down and just, like, I have a very high lifestyle that I like to live. I like toys and shit. So I'm like, I got to keep on working. I like cars and music and, I got to keep doing my thing. It sucks, but I'm just like, as much as I want to leave that job, I'm just like, all right, I got to stay here. I'm sick of chicken, though. That's all I'd say.
Speaking of chicken, I might have to stop by the Filet of Chick for a nice little breakfast before I start the next job. Before I...
You only got 10 minutes. Breakfast in at 10:30.
Yeah, the people on my side of town, they actually, because there's a girl that loves them. She thinks I'm a celebrity. Every time I pull up, I ain't even gonna hold you. Every time I pull up, she's like, "Oh my God, like you are so beautiful." I'm like, "Thank you." She's like, what do you do? I'm a journalist, and I work at the a certain institution on the side.
Right.
Wow. And I love going there, but she always does me right. She always does me good. Cute little black girl in a predominantly white Filet of Chick. But every time she sees me, she just treats me like I'm a celebrity. She's just like, pull up. But Chick-fil-A will always treat you that way.
Love that.
But this particular girl, I make sure I go to her lane. I make sure when I see I roll around to her lane, and she's like, well, every time you come here, you are just so beautiful. Like, where can I find you? And now she watches the show. So she thinks I'm a big deal.
That's awesome. Well, shout out to her, and I'll make sure I put in a good word too. But some of them other Chick-fil-A's, especially ones in the hood, some of them act cool, but you just get some of them. One of them called my mama a bitch. One of the little boys at the Chick-fil-A. Boy, I was about to go pull up on that ass. I was like, oh.
The Filet of Chick?
Yes, one of the little bastards called my mama a bitch.
Did you check? Because they don't know your leadership position with this company. What did you do?
Oh yeah, I sent that email. And
that young man should be gone.
I went. Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, they did. I sent that right on up to my people. I'm like, I need you to do something with this because they called my mama a B word, and I had two options: email y'all or go up here. So I'm going with option number one and emailing y'all first, and if nothing happens, then I'm gonna go ahead and go up here because nah, bruh. Not from especially the place where I work at. Oh no, I need that to be taken care of immediately.
Yeah. Look, we saying all that because whatever power position that you are at your job, utilize that. If you're able to tell people like Lateef did in this super chat.
Yeah, the super chat. Yeah, you got it.
He said 7 months ago he told boss man to KMA, which is kiss my ass, 2 rejected apps, 4 offers declined because I'm not entry level. Dad mode is always serious. As of Tuesday, I'll be starting my new gig as a Hondo auto tech mechanic. Thank you for the support and love and encouragement. And shouts out to you. Go where you're appreciated. I have applied for job after job, and I haven't gotten no calls just yet. And I've also been starting to, get more. I've done a lot of other people's shows and stuff like that, and I'm starting to put together a package where it's like, yo, if you want me on your stuff, you gotta fund it, because at this particular point, you want to live in your truth. Go where you're appreciated, and if you're gonna use my talents, you better use it for good, and you better understand that I bring something great to the table. That's why you want me here. So yes, when they aren't appreciating you and they're lowballing you and they're treating you some kind of way, you do what you can until you can, have the opportunity to get out there. He said that he took being a dad, serious first. You got to feed your kids. When you're treating me with disrespect or whatever the case may be, I know it's time to move on. So if you can, while you're in your job, look for another one, and which I have been doing. And everybody, I think these other jobs are afraid I'm too qualified, and I have been receiving those emails. I thought they stopped giving out those type of emails, but you're overqualified type of thing. They don't want to pay me. I'm giving them what my pay should be, and they don't want to pay me. But shouts out to you, Lateef, for stepping out on faith, and shouts out to you for getting that opportunity. I hope that it's nothing but good to you. I do. I hope it's something but good to you.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I haven't left mine yet is because it's just like I can be anywhere, go anywhere. So I had that conversation because I was thinking about moving, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you can't work outside the state lines, but they're like, man, you go anywhere you want to because you're an asset, you're a valuable resource. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. So I think that's one reason why I haven't left yet. Granted, I wish I was making a little bit more money, but I'm just like, I can do a lot of stuff with where I'm at. And a lot of people don't have it like that. And I'm glad that I do. It just gives me a chance to move around, and just like, if I want to move, I know I can move with no problem now.
Yeah. And you know what's
I'm ready to get the hell out of Atlanta.
Right. So all of this, circling back to Elon Musk, there are companies like, I remember when Twitter first announced it was sending people home to work remotely, and they said that those people who are home now won't have, you can stay home, infinitely, so that you don't have to, it's optional, but you have that option to just stay home, because I need people to understand, coming from a time where you are afraid of COVID-19, we were being told that it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that, because not even the experts understood COVID-19 and how quickly it was spreading, who it was getting to. It was ever changing, and as it still is. But we were told to get vaccinated, boosted, all these things in between that time. And just as some of people's areas where they live never closed and they were shut out and afraid of the streets, the people were afraid of the streets. Now you're telling us we need to go and get into the office. There was no in between. You just told us yesterday that this new variant came out. Now you didn't even walk us through it, give us, a handheld, walking us through how this is going to look, giving us time. You just blatantly said, get back into office. It's the American way. No, that literally they said that in my meeting. Get back into the office. It's the way of this particular corporation. We are known to move in this particular way. We are not known to have a work from home. They call it a work from home posture. We are an in-office posture. Those people were having this meeting from behind their desk at their mansions on video. You clearly see their views in the back, like mine. You clearly see that where they're able to go and, I heard somebody's kid running around. Somebody's dog ran up on them. Somebody's kid came up in the camera and they were able to love on their child. Now you're telling people that they're an in-office posture, but they're not going to be able to kiss their kid probably good morning or good night. Right. Not going to be able to walk their dogs like they should. They're not going to be able to actually meditate before coming into these places because they got to get ready 2 hours before. That is a mental breakdown waiting to happen. One of my friends already had that. One of my colleagues already had that, and I walked him through what to do because he got COVID-19 when it first started right there in that office that I'm working in. He was missing from the office for months. No one was able to get in touch with him. It was before they labeled COVID-19. It was in the month of February, the beginning of February.
Yep, that's about right.
And he already had asthma. I remember the day before he went missing, the man was sick as a dog. When I did see him in the office, I told him, no. As I'm fighting for my rights to get up out of here, you will get out of here today. Here's what it looks like for you. This is how your write-up's going to be. You let them know where you were when you got it. They knew where he was and when he got it. They knew how it was. And when he did, they actually let him go home. And now he is working from home. So as I'm fighting to save myself, if I can just save a few lives in the office, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
Rebecca, are y'all wearing mask or no mask?
So I am, and that's when I go in. When I'm at the corner by the window trying to get service, that's when I can breathe. But imagine wearing a mask all of that time.
Child, no. That's one reason I don't go into my office. It's just like, granted, I have my own little office, but like if I'm walking around the floor or anywhere else in the building, I don't want to have no mask on. I'm already a smoker, so I already got to put this damn mask on and breathe through this damn mask all day, and it's hot in the building too. No, I can't do it.
Yeah. Child.
Can't do it. Oh, and then on top of that, now you got to worry about monkeypox.
Yep, that's a thing too. I heard about that. I saw what it looks like, and I have, what is that thing called where you can't see circles all in the same.
I forgot. Trichtophobia. I think
Trip-popophobia, whatever.
Yeah.
Ugh. I seen it. I wanted to just punch myself in the face, in the eyes, in the eyeballs. Just punch myself in the face.
Because it looked like they're gonna pop on you or something when it busts. It's like.
Like when I first got my iPhone, this bothered me. This part of the iPhone really, really, I didn't like it. Ugh. Like I don't like to see that. It really, look, I'm itching. I don't like to see it. Like if my mind focuses on the circular looking things being a certain thing, it makes me crazy. It makes me crazy. Yeah. And when I saw them posting the pictures of what that looked like, monkeypox, I said, oh no, y'all can keep that. Y'all can keep it. But at the same time, how can I run from it?
Right.
It might be at the job as we speak.
Monkeypox, just running around in
the pox of monkeys.
The pox of monkeys.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna stop playing with y'all. It is Thursday. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And happy Pride Month to everyone, of every color, of every shade, of every culture, of every, heritage. Happy Pride Month. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Tomorrow is Friday. I'm gonna be here to turn up with you guys. So be here to turn up with us. I'm trying my best to really, really be here. Ain't it funny how when you are forced to be outside, now I'm putting in more work to be here? I love you guys so much. I hope that you guys have a great Thursday.
And she said we're going to be here tomorrow. Damn, I was like, oh, we're going to be on tomorrow, right? No, okay, cool. We'll be here tomorrow. Yeah.
I will be here tomorrow. I love you guys so much because this is my joy. So I love you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day and happy Thursday. Love you. Mean it.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. It was a damn good show today. Appreciate everybody that came through, which was Rebecca, Dwayne, and David. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Mean it. And your affirmation for today is, I'm human and it takes... I'm human and it's okay to make mistakes. I'm human and it's okay to make mistakes. Y'all gonna be great today, man. Do something for do something for yourself. Happy Friday Eve. Love y'all, mean it, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Deuces.
Me all I know, them I don't know. We can take it to the stars where you wanna go.